¿Qué pasa? Welcome back to another Dokkan battle video on my channel. Right, today we're going to be looking at the two new festival characters, and specifically the Super Saiyan Trio Gohan, Goku, Trunks, and the new Tech LR Broly. Right. Actually, gotta say, two fan favorite characters. More than less, Broly is actually probably the most fan favorite character, and they actually did it right this time compared to last year, for example, and didn't tweak around the kits. So it's crazy. This year is actually probably the best year, or one of the best years ever for Dokkan Battle. Especially since Dragon Ball Z Sparkling Zero is dropping next month, and obviously the server merge is imminent. So the Japanese server and the global server are going to be merging, which is crazy. So a lot of good things happening right now in Dokkan Battle, and it's been on spot number one on the Play Store in several countries. So it's actually crazy how much player base Dokkan Battle is gaining by the day, and how much hype there is currently. So yeah, having said that, let's get to these two characters, right? So currently both banners are out, right? So both banners are currently out. If you go to the summoning tab and just look, so we have the Dokkan Festival banner for the trio and the Dokkan Festival banner for Broly, right? Now the question of all questions, who should you summon for? Well, it depends on a lot of things. I mean, if I'm gonna be unbiased, right? I'm gonna be saying generally the Super Saiyan trio is probably the character that can be said has single-handedly revived a lot of units, has probably saved the game in many ways with its skill. So it's crazy how much utility this character actually brings to the table. On the other hand, the Festival Broly, the Tech LR Broly, is just insane. So both of these characters are actually definitely in the top 10, right? Regardless. But who is actually better and brings more utility to the table? Well, the thing about both of these units is you need specific characters actually more for Broly to build a perfect team, and for the Super Saiyan trio, well, there are different ways of building teams around them, and it's definitely easier as regards to Broly. However, there is still somewhat of optimization. Right. Now, having said that, I personally got both of them, right? So I went ahead and got both of them. But yeah, let's quickly look at their kits, right? So let's quickly get the Super Saiyan trio up there. So where are the skills? So there is. So both of these characters actually 200% leaders, right? So by the way, this is in German. So I apologize for that. Actually, you know what? Let's pull up Dokkan info. It makes it much easier. Right, so there is the Super Saiyan trio. Now, this character has a very nice and interesting leader skill. Desperate Struggle, Super Saiyans, or Power of Wishes category, Ki +3 and HP, attack and defense plus 170%, plus an additional HP attack and defense plus 30% for characters who also belong to the Movies Heroes or Connected Hope category. So this is great. Now, what single-handedly makes this character stand out is this. If there is another Movie Heroes or Desperate Struggle category ally attacking in the same turn plus an additional damage reduction of 15%, and now the big one, for 2 turns, all allies defense increase by plus 77%. I mean, this skill single-handedly, right, makes a lot of units run greatly with this character. Like, for example, this Super Saiyan trio right there, or the Cooler Return Goku Vegeta Super Saiyan duo. So there is a lot of possibilities that have opened because of this skill. It's just insane, right? And generally, obviously, great leader skill, very good character with a standby mode where here the stands by for 3 turns, during which charge count increases by 3 with each attack received, by 2 per physical key sphere, obtained by allies and by 1 per non-fee key sphere obtained by allies. And its standby conditions can be activated with an HP 77% or less, or starting from the 5th turn from the start of the battle once only. So basically, when the standby condition has been fulfilled, you're able to basically swap over from the free Super Saiyans to Super Saiyan Goku, which is nice. And trust me, the animation's probably one of the best animations in the entire game for this trio. Now, let's look at Broly, right? Broly, on the other hand, is extremely versatile, right? In terms of this one alone, like this alone, like where is it? Right there. The 200% and guards all attacks, like yo, Broly is definitely a power. He also has a leader skill, movie bosses category key plus 3 and HP attack and defense plus 200%, right? He has the surge of emotions passive, so unable to attack when the entrance animation activates the entrance animation upon the character's entry once only, and for 1 turn from the character's entry turn, reduces damage received by 90% as the first attacker in a turn. Reduces damage received by 70% and extreme class allies' chance of performing a critical hit plus 50% as the second or third attacker in a turn, and extreme class allies key plus 2 and attack and defense plus 60%. So the transformation mechanic activation condition can be activated upon entering attacking turn once only, right? And that's when he swaps over to the legendary Super Saiyan Broly. And the thing about this character, right? Currently, it is kind of difficult to build very structured teams around these characters, right? It's well, with the Super Saiyan trio, it's actually pretty easy to build a good team, right? You could be going with Super Saiyan trio as lead, and then as for links, you could be going with LR Gogeta, the LR Super Saiyan trio right there, Bulma LR, or the LR Orange Piccolo, for example. So there is viable teams which you can be running definitely with this one. But with the Broly, it's somewhat difficult if you're missing specific characters, right? So if you're going to be looking at what I'm currently running, like for example, I've made a test team. So let's quickly go back to teams, and this is the team, for example, I'm currently trying around a bit. Yes, I have the free-to-play Paragos in there, and he's actually just there to buff Broly, but he has come in handy in some testing, and I've just thrown for the sake of testing the int freezer in there, and I still have to awaken him and everything, so bearing in mind I haven't awakened a lot of units yet. But yeah, this is like, for example, some viable team which can be run, because it has been somewhat confirmed that this Tech LR Broly will be getting an Easy A very soon. The Int Broly has already received his Easy A and has become much better, and he actually works very well in this team. The LR Turtles is actually insane, very crazy support. The super extreme physical LR Broly, obviously, I don't think I have to say much. This character is just awesome, and these two Brolys actually work so well together with. The Extreme Tech Paragos, on the other hand, is a free-to-play character, so you can actually purple him out, and he is very good in a team with Brolys because he just buffs. And yeah, that Frieza, I'm still testing around. So this is probably one viable option. You could also, for example, throw out the Paragos and Frieza and throw the LR AGL Broly in there, for example, or Cell Max. Those are some crazy team combinations as well. Cell Max with the Broly in the same turn would be a crazy rotation. So that's also a viable option. So as you can see, there are ways of building teams around the Tech Broly, but it's not as versatile as you would have liked it to be in comparison to the Super Saiyan trio. So, conclusion, who should you actually go for? Now, as a beginner or a returning player, right, my recommendation is actually to go for the Super Saiyan trio. Why? Because there is a lot more versatility with this character, and it's even currently the argument in the Dokkan Battle community as to whether this character is the best character in the game or just the second best character in the game. So yeah, that alone says a lot about how good this unit is, right, in comparison to all other units, right? Nevertheless, the LR Broly, the tech LR Broly, is also extremely good and definitely up there. However, in terms of versatility and usability, I'm definitely going to recommend the LR, the Super Saiyan Trio, as a go-to character if you're a beginner or returning player. And depending on what your character box is looking like, I would definitely still recommend the LR Trio because the gameplay is fun, the damage numbers are huge, even at 0 dupes, right? Even if you just have 1 copy, it's crazy. Like, I was fortunate enough to get 2 copies of the Tech Broly in 1 summon, which is literally never happened in this game before, ever, for me personally, anyways. And I was fortunate enough to get the Trio Super Saiyan on my first summon as well. So yeah, what can I say? It went somewhat good for me. Regardless, I've spent 500 stones trying to get even 1 Broly. So eventually, after 500 stones, I've got 2 copies in 1. Still, it's a win for me personally because I'm a huge Broly fan. So if I was to make like a top 5 characters, favorite characters in Dragon Ball, which I like, definitely Boo number 1, Broly number 1 as well. I can't make my mind up whether Broly is gonna be number 1 or Boo, and Cooler definitely one of those 3. They have to just share the number 1 spot. Anyways, I hope this video was somewhat insightful for anyone who's struggling to decide on who to summon for. I'm definitely recommending again the Super Saiyan Trio as the go-to choice. Nevertheless, the legendary Broly is also a top unit, crazy damage numbers in the right team, and it's just working very well depending on how you build the teams around him. So with that, I'm going to conclude the video. Drop a comment down below, let me know what you think about this, and also let me know how your summons went. Would definitely interest me. And yeah, as always, thanks for tuning in. Take care of yourselves. Until next time.